Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the problem building teams from CSCS graph problem set. Let's go through the problem. There are n pupils in Olivia's class and m friendships between them. Your task is to divide the pupils into two teams in such a way that no two pupils in a team are friends. You can freely choose the sizes of the teams. So in the input, you are given two integers n and m, where n is basically the number of pupils and m is the number of friendship. The pupils are numbered from 1 to n. Then there are m lines describing the friendships. Each line has two integers a and b, where that says that pupil a and b are friends. Every friendship is between two different pupils, and you can assume that there is at most one friendship between any two pupils. So what you need to output, you need to print an example of how to build the teams. For each pupil, print one or two depending on to which team the pupil will be assigned. You can print any valid team. And if there are no solutions, then you simply need to print impossible. If you look up to the constraints, the n is of the range of 10 power 5, m is also of the range of 10 power 5, and a and b, that is the pupils, are numbered from 1 to n. So let's first try to understand what the problem is, and then we can see how we can actually solve this. Let's understand the problem via this particular example, where there are 5 people and 3 friendship relations. So there are 5 people and 3 friendship relations, and friendship is between 1 2, 1 3 and 4 5. Okay, cool. So there are 5 people, right? 1 2 3 4 5, and it is said that there is a friendship relation between 1 and 2. So let's connect them via edges. Friendship relation between 1 and 3, and friendship relation between 4 and 5. Now what it is told, what is required? The thing that is required is two friends cannot be in the same group. What we need to do is we need to divide these people into two groups, and it is said that if two people are friends, they could not be in the same group. Now first of all, I want to clarify this thing, that 1 is friend to 2, 1 is friend to 3. This does not mean that 2 is friend to 3. If anyone is having that thought in the mind, so just erase it right now. 2 and 3 are not friends. They can be in the same group. It's not that 1 is friend to 2, 1 is friend to 3, so 2 and 3 also become friends. It's not that over here, right? Okay, cool. So how we can actually divide this? It is very much clear that 1 and 3 and 1 and 2 can't be in the same group, right? So let's keep 1 in group 1 and 2 and 3 in the other group. And yes, 2 and 3 can be in the other group as they are not friends to each other, right? And 4 and 5 also are required not to be in the same group. So let me write 4 over here and 5 over here. So if I divide the groups, two groups like this, where 1 and 4 are in the first group and 2, 3 and 5 are in the second group, then I can clearly say that within the group, there are no two pupils who are friends to each other. 1 and 4 are not friends, 2, 3 and 5 are not friends to each other. So yes, this is one of the possible valid solution. What if I would have told you that there is also a friendship between, let's suppose I would have told you that this value is actually 4 and there is also a friendship between 2 and 3. If I would have told you this. So you would have told that, okay, 2 and 3 are friends to each other. Now just tell me one thing. Can you divide it into these two groups? No, right? Because 2 and 3 can't be in the same group as they are friends to each other. And there is no valid combination in which you can divide these pupils into two groups such that people in the same group are not friends to each other. So if this was the statement given, then the answer to this would be impossible. So I hope the question is clear to each and every one of you that what it is required to do and like when the answer will be impossible. Okay, now how we can actually solve this? So before solving this problem, I would like to give a bit of context about bipartite graphs. You guys can study this from anywhere. I would like to give a bit of context at what actually do we mean by bipartite graphs. Bipartite graphs means basically, yes, you will have some nodes. Since it is a graph, you will have some nodes and you will have some edges. So bipartite graphs means that you can color the nodes by two different colors such that adjacent nodes are always of different colors. What I have written over here? By this I mean, let's suppose you have this graph. These are the nodes. This is the graph you have. Now you have to color it by two different colors so that adjacent nodes should not have the same color. So let me color this by green, this by green, this by green, and this by green. And let me pick up a different color, color this by yellow, and color this by yellow. If I do this thing, I can clearly see that I have used exactly two colors to color this graph, and adjacent nodes do not have the same color. Agree? So this graph can be said as bipartite. What if I would have had graph like this? Let's suppose this was my graph. Okay. Let me try to color it by two different colors. Coloring this by green, so its adjacent has to be colored by a different color. Let's suppose I choose as yellow. Then yellow's adjacent has to be colored by a different color and the same color that I used earlier, so green. And green's adjacent has to be colored by yellow. If you now notice, these two nodes are adjacent to each other and they have the same color. So I can say that this graph is not bipartite. So I hope this thing is clear that what do we mean by bipartite graphs. Now I am going to say you guys a very interesting fact. Let me just clear this. Okay. I am going to say you a very interesting fact about bipartite graphs. Like, by just knowing about the information of graph, how can you say that whether the graph is bipartite or not? Just say me one thing. If I have a cyclic graph, that is the graph is not having the cycle, can I say that that graph is always bipartite? Just imagine, the graph does not contain the cycle. So it will look something like this. It will not have the cycle, right? So there is always an option to color this graph by two different colors. Like, let's suppose you color this by green, then you color its adjacent with yellow, then yellow's adjacent you color with green, then green's adjacent you color with why this not getting colored? Okay, green's adjacent you coloring with yellow, and again yellow is adjacent with green. So if the graph is acyclic, it is always possible to color the graph with two different colors such that two adjacent node does not have the same color. So acyclic graph is always bipartite. Now what if the graph is not acyclic and it contains cycle? Like, for example, this example that I took, where the graph was not bipartite, there the cycle existed, right? And you can clearly see that it is not bipartite. But is it always that if the cycle exists, the graph is not bipartite? Let's figure it out. Let's suppose I have this. Let's suppose this is the graph I have. Let me try to color it. I color this with green. It's adjacent with yellow. It's adjacent with green. Green's adjacent with yellow. And yellow's adjacent with green. So can you notice? I can color this graph with two different colors such that two adjacent node does not have the same color. So this graph is bipartite. The main logic over here is that if the graph contains even length cycle, then the graph is bipartite. If the graph is containing even length cycle, then we can clearly say that the graph is bipartite. So I hope you guys got a bit of context that what actually do we mean by bipartite graphs. And this was just an extra information that I told you that a cyclic graph is always bipartite, and if the graph contains odd length cycle, it is not bipartite, and if it contains even length cycle, then it is bipartite. So I hope this thing is clear. Now, why I am discussing this in this particular problem? I hope many of you would have already got it, but even if till now you haven't got it, let's discuss it. Let's suppose what I am told. I am told that I have some nodes, that is pupils basically, and they have friendships with each other. And what I am told? I am told to divide these pupils into two groups, exactly two groups, such that if they have friendships between each other, they should not be in the same group. By this, what do I mean? By this, I mean that if they have immediate edge, that is direct edge between each other, they should not be in the same group. Doesn't it mean that I should color this graph by two different colors such that if two nodes have an edge between them, they should not be in the same group? So what does it mean? It basically means that for this two groups to exist, this graph should be bipartite. This graph should be bipartite, right? And how can we actually divide these two groups? That we will see. But first of all, you have to understand that this problem is actually a problem of bipartite graphs. You have to basically divide the nodes into two groups, or basically you have to color the nodes by exactly two colors such that adjacent nodes do not have the same color. And in one group, you will keep the nodes of same color. Like let's suppose I color this with, let's suppose green, color this with green. So let's suppose these nodes are 1 and 4. So 1 and 4 will come in the first group. And let's suppose I color these with yellows, and these nodes were 2, 3, and 5. Then 2, 3, and 5 will come in the other group. And this is how I will divide the two groups. I hope this thing is clear. Now the only question that remains is how actually we divide the groups. So I will take this particular example. You can always select a node and start your traversal from there, right? It's always possible. So I have selected this particular node. Now let me show you how we will actually, for one connected component, how will we actually divide the group. Okay. So I will color this with green. You can choose any color. And what we are told in the question, we are told to mark 1 or 2, right? So let's mark this with 1. Let me just erase this. Okay. Let me just mark this with 1. So its adjacent can't be marked with the 1, right? So its adjacent will be marked with 2. So see what I am doing. I am simply doing a BFS traversal. You can do it via DFS as well. No offense in that. But BFS is the direct traversal technique that suits over here. So I am just explaining via BFS. So first of all, you push this particular node in the queue. Then its adjacent nodes are pushed and they have been assigned the number 2. Then 2's adjacent node will be assigned the number 1. Okay. Then 1's adjacent nodes will be assigned number 2. And yes, just see. You have divided the complete graphs into two groups, numbered from 1 and 2, such that two nodes having edge between them are not numbered same. And this is how actually we divide our graphs into bipartite, into two groups as a bipartite graphs. I hope this thing is clear. Now in the question, it may be that you are not given one connected component. You are given more than one connected component. This is one of the component. This is the other component. This is, let's suppose, the other component. This is, let's suppose, the other component, right? So for every component, you have to do the same thing. I mark this as 1, this with 2, this with 1. For this, mark this as 1, this as 2. For this, mark this as 1. For every component, do exactly the same thing. If at any point of time you feel that you are not able to assign, like for example, if I say you, this was one of the component you had. So what you did, you marked this as 1. Yeah. You marked this as 1. You marked its adjacent as 2. 2's adjacent you marked as 1. And now when you will try to see the adjacent of these particular node, you will see that it is already marked and it has the same value. This creates the conflict, right? So in that case, you will simply return impossible. So this is how, by simple BFS traversal, you can divide the graph set of nodes into two groups such that two adjacent nodes are not numbered the same. So basic and the most important concept for this particular question was to understand what actually bipartite graphs mean, get the question and understand that this is the question of bipartite graphs. And the third one was to understand how actually we divide the nodes of bipartite graphs. Okay. I hope the solution is understood. Let's go through the code for better understanding. So this is the code for the same. I am taking first of all the inputs of N and M, the number of nodes and the number of relationships, constructing the adjacency list and making it of size n+1 basically for the reason that it is one based indexing format given, and taking the inputs. Then I am assigning the teams for all nodes from 1 to n, and initially the team is 0. Okay. This is a simple lambda function. We'll come to this later. Now what we do, we go to each and every node, and if the team for that particular node is not assigned, then from that particular node, like for example, I will come to 1. Let's suppose this node was 1. So team for this was not assigned earlier, right? So I will start my traversal from here. Let's suppose for this the team was not assigned. I will start my traversal from here. So if for a particular node the team is not assigned yet, I will do a BFS traversal from that particular node. And this BFS function I have kept as bool. This bool is basically for if I am not able to divide the groups for that particular component, I am simply returning false. Let's see the BFS function. It will be clear. So in the BFS function, I am passing the node, and currently the return type is bool. So team of node, that is the starting entry type. So team of node I am assigning as 1, maintaining a queue for BFS traversal, and in the queue I am simply passing the node. While the queue is not empty, simple BFS traversal, current node is queue.front, queue.pop, going over all the adjacent nodes of the current node. This is an important step. Just see, going over all the adjacent nodes of the current node. If the adjacent nodes are not assigned the team yet, so I'm assigning it the team. Now just tell me one thing. If my current node is assigned number 1, so its adjacent will be assigned 2. If current node is assigned number 2, adjacent will be assigned number 1, right? So can you notice one thing? The assigned value is equals to 3 minus current value. Just a bit of optimization to not write that if else statement. So that only I am doing. So team of child will be 3 minus whatever the team of current node is, and in my queue I am pushing back the child for further traversal. But if the team of child is not equals to 0, this means the team of child has already been assigned. So I will just simply keep a check that it should have been assigned by a different number. If it is assigned by the same number, then I will simply return false. So you can clearly see over here that I am simply keeping a check that if team of child is equals to 3 minus team of current, if it is not equal, If it is not equal, this means it is not assigned by a different number. So I am simply returning false. So over here, the conflict is found. If the entire queue has become empty and till now I haven't returned false, then I am simply returning true. So passing for all the nodes that are not assigned yet, doing a BFS traversal, printing impossible and returning. At the end, if done with this for loop and haven't returned till now, this means that it is possible for me to divide the set of nodes into two groups. So going over all the nodes and printing team for them. So this is how actually you can solve this problem. A simple big O of n solution, because you're going to each and every node exactly once. And yeah, this is how actually you can solve this. I hope all of you understood the solution. Thank you.